My name's Craig Duncan. I'm the studio head at Rare. Rare's a developer that's building Sea of Thieves.
So tell me what you think about Sea of Thieves.
It's really about friends going on adventures together. And Rare's made games about going on adventures, but I think with Sea of Thieves, what we showed in the Xbox briefing was, we showed two trailers. One was our Moments in Time cinematic trailer that showed the breadth of being, the breadth of living in a pirate world and all the things you would encounter, like sharks and skeletons and treasure and boats and ship bows. And then the second thing we showed at the E3 briefing was we invited a number of our fans to the studio to play the game for the first time, and was them actually playing Sea of Thieves. So, because the big story for us this E3 is revealing gameplay, and watching people play like for the last 2.5 days, like last day of E3 today, like everyone that plays the game comes away with a huge smile on their face, because when we say like friends go on adventures together, we're putting people into crews, like we're not really giving them any instruction. So like they're on islands, they start in ports, they go find a ship, they work out how to sail the ship, and the setup we've got here at E3 is we've got 3 ships, like with 5 crew members on each ship, and they're all in the same world. So they're sailing around, and it's a really small slither of what the game is, but it feels very much like a Rare game. Like there's everyone's smiling, people are drinking grog, they're playing musical instruments, they're laughing together, they're working together, they're fighting together, and that's why it's very different to anything Rare's ever built before.
So why pirates per se?
Well, Rare games have always featured pirates. So there's been pirate references in Banjo, there's been pirate references in a ton of Rare games, and it's not like our vision for the game, like what Rare's magic, like Rare's special sauce is like what's interesting that's going on in gaming. Like how do we go do something that's maybe like an emerging genre, or maybe something that people get excited about. And we love this idea of like shared worlds and players playing in a shared world where like and our vision for Sea of Thieves was when you and your friends go on an adventure together, when you see another sail on the horizon, like we want you to know that that's another group of players, and just that magical. When I go explore an island, there might be another crew of pirates already on that island, and we love this idea of kind of player-to-player interaction in a shared world where you really don't know what the intent of other players are.
Yeah.
When we thought about that, it was really like what kind of setting would give players something that is naturally kind of competitive but collaborative, and where players would have to work together. And if you think about pirates and a pirate ship, it's exactly that. Like you put a number of players on a ship, like they've kind of got to work together because there's a number of things you've got to do. And the notion of a crew and the bond of a crew and your crew against the world, actually pirates was the perfect setting. And then it's easy to get excited about pirates, like swords and muskets and big ships and cannons and sharks, and like it kind of writes itself at that point.
Exactly. So how big of a world is there going to be?
Yeah, it's like the centre of discovery in Sea of Thieves. Like we're not talking about world size, and the reason for that is like we want people to discover the world. Like part of the way we've built Sea of Thieves is we want to build it for different players with different motivations, and we know discovery and exploration is a key motivator for some players. They want to find every island, they want to find hidden caves, they want to find what's at the end of the world, and all those really kind of fantastical pirate legend type things that pirates didn't know how big the world was. They explored it and discovered it. So that's a real key part of our game. The other thing is obviously if you're motivated by being the most notorious pirate and hunting down other players, like we'll allow you to do that if that's the way you want to play. It's really about being the pirate you want to be.
Yeah. Now, are there going to be missions in the game, or is this kind of just a simulation discovery?
So it's a pirate world, so we do want people to play in a free-form way, because again, we know players like that. Players like to go into these emergent worlds with their friends, and some of them want to play, some of them want a bit more structure. For those who want more structure, like I say, we have things like quests, we have things like treasure maps, we have, we want to provide stimulus and motivation for people to go do things, but also we want people to be able to progress in a way that that makes sense for them and the way they want to play the game.
It's just so beautiful. What made you guys choose the art style you did?
Sea of Thieves is a game like we want to live for a long time. Like and you know, part of our commitment to it, like here at E3 is the first time we've put the game in real players' hands. Like apart from the fans we invited, that small group of fans we invited to the studio that we showed in the trailer, like first time we've had people get hands on, and really like the art style is something we want to be timeless. So Ryan Stevenson, who's our art director, was the art director on Viva Pinata, and I think anyone would say like that still holds up artistically today. And the reason for that is it's not chasing realism. Like, you know, we have beautiful water, we have like if you look at the boat, everything like feels very painted, very like almost like someone has built a boat. And if you look at the rocks and the plants and the island, like there's this real like beautiful painted art style, and the characters again, like, you know, have I mean, you use the sort of cartoony, but like we want everyone to kind of feel like they've got their own rare character that's a pirate, that's their pirate, that expresses himself in the way they want to express himself, because like it helps the game like not age at that point, and it just gives it's a beautiful world to be in. It's just a beautiful world to explore, and again back to that discovery, just be a part of.
Is this going to be an online or a local multiplayer kind of game?
So we call it a shared world adventure game, which the acronym SWAG, which kind of works for pirates.
That's cool.
Microsoft likes its acronyms as well, so it's kind of funny. You know, it's a shared world adventure game, so it's kind of not like anything else. So we really like the cooperative aspect of it is really, really important to us. So your crew against the world, but you will be in a shared world where other players exist. So, you know, it's not like we want, you know, you to go out and there just be players everywhere. Like, we want, when you see another crew of players, when you see another ship, we want it to be a moment. So, like, how we do that and the clever magic stuff we do to make that happen, like, that's the secret sauce. But it really is about, like, you and your crew against the world, but you know there's other crews that have the same, like, it's, you know, they'll be thinking it's them and their crew against the world. And if you all exist in the same world, we think that really leads to some really interesting emergent play.
So when is this game being planned to release?
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about release dates. You know, E3, really big milestone for us, getting people to play the game. When we get back to the UK, like, we're talking about our closed beta plans. So again, if you think about this game, you know, we've got 15 players in a shared world playing it here. You know, think about that when we've got hundreds of thousands of players, and how do we scale our matchmaking, our services, and balance those different player types and player motivations. So we want to have a closed beta, and we're going to grow that organically. So we're probably going to, you know, just scale that over time, invite only, open it up, and get more and more real players in, because we're fascinated, A, how real players are going to play the game, like, B, we want to hear what people want and what people think. You know, there's a ton of feature ideas we've got. There's a ton of, like, every single person I've spoke to has said, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if I could do this? Wouldn't it be awesome if I could, and everything you could imagine doing as a pirate. And we want to find a way of growing that organically with our community. So having those players participate in our beta, letting us know what features they want, what kind of things they want to see in the game, and then what you're going to see from Rare is a very transparent way of working with its community. We're going to talk about stuff that we're roadmapping in the future. We want players to tell us what they like and what they want to do in this game, because that's going to influence how it grows and changes over time.
Well, thank you so much, Craig. I really appreciate you